Welcome everybody back to the Link to the Past Randomizer 2019 tournament. I am Sinak, and I am joined here by Blackwax. How are you doing, Blackwax?
I'm doing pretty good.
So we just watched round one between these two, and Megawott went ahead. He finished. He got round one. Will LackAttack even the score up in this series? We will find out. So the settings. LackAttack decided to switch the GT and Ganon crystals to 6 and 6 instead of 7 and 7, which is the tournament baseline. So that might eliminate some item hunting for Go mode. We could find this to be a very fast game potentially. So we should be getting started here very, very soon. And we're off. And looks like it's just some bombs. And there's a starting
an early lamp.
No dark rooms this match. We also got like a quick look at the map, but I completely missed it. Maybe our tracker Iceman F1 might be able to fill us in on what happened there. Yeah, it looks like we have 3 crystals in the light world. And that's a pretty nice sword from Uncle. This is not vanilla swords. But if you're playing like a mystery race, you'd be feeling it. But it cannot be in this case. By the way, just shout outs to all that rupee crab money. Just dropping like big 20s like they were nothing. Yeah, also Megawott picking up a bottle as well. That'll be very nice in Kakariko Village. He'll be able to get Sick Kid out of the way pretty quick in this game. And on LackAttack's side here, we're going to get a look at this chest, and it's just 10 arrows. Nothing special. And Megawott is going to give us a look at Blind's hideout.
Usually there's something good in blinds.
Generally, the blue boomerang. I'd say that's not necessarily needed, but kind of a nice to have there. There's a lot of versatility with the blue boomerang. And
nothing in the back of escape.
Nope, nothing here, and Lack is going to give us a death warp. Probably do the rest of escape, maybe thinking Black Wax?
Yeah, he got that early lamp. I'd be going straight to Dark Cross. It just seems like a good play to get it out of the way now.
Yeah, there's a chance that this could be not a small key. If this isn't a small key, the back 3 chests would be, in fact, glove locked.
Oh, and there's another sword in the back of the well.
That's
where that's at. Oh, that's a Moonbro with Maga, right?
Yeah, that's really That's the puzzle pieces for an Aga. And Dark Cross is just a map, so there he can't go any further, and he's gonna have to save and quit out. And Megawatt's really not finding much else in Kakariko except that boomerang. Black is just like saying no to Kakariko Village as well, and just going straight to the dam. You're talking about Aga 1?
Yeah.
It's quite the moon pearl there.
Well, you know, it's got to happen eventually, right? Oh, well, there's a hammer. I guess we need a glove then?
Yeah, a glove will avert an Aga, basically, at this point. So we'll have to see where that gets placed.
Nothing on the race game.
Alright, so now they're kind of just checking each other's paths, except actually Lack is going to give us our first look at Mini Moldworm Cave.
There's the single arrow of destiny.
Yeah, we also found our powder. That opens, so that's actually kind of interesting because Lack will be able to do a very early magic bat when he actually then does his trip through Kakariko Village, which he's probably going to do right now, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going to be able to do the whole thing without skipping it and having to come back.
Yeah, also going to be armed with a bottle. So, be able to check Sick Kid, get that Moon Pearl off Sick Kid pretty easily as well. And Lack, when he finds that Master Sword as well, may be feeling, oh, he is going south though. This is, no. Well, never mind.
Whoops, skip the bottle.
Yeah, I think so. Somebody in chat is mentioning about being surprised at lacking a lumberjack check. Lumberjack is really something you can see players putting off until you get boots. Now with like Aga being like basically being gifted like the opening package for Aga, maybe. But until you find boots, there can be good reasons just to put off that check. Now there'll be that time that'll burn you, but yeah, it feels like the meta has really shifted away from checking lumberjack early. All I can hope for is I hope that Lack goes for that bottle. And Ice Road Cave doesn't really have anything either.
Yeah, if he puts off the Lost Woods for very long, it could get away pretty quick.
Yeah, I hope that he goes up north. And yeah, Megawott is also going to be... Yeah, he's going to claim his Master Sword. And probably make his way through... Yeah, you might be thinking that this might be an Aga required once he gets that sword, but yeah, I'm not really sure at this point. I'm just guessing.
Well, I'm kind of thinking if it turns out to be Aga, that Magic Bat might be holding something to either drive them toward or away from Pod.
Alright, we'll see what's on Magic Bat here. It also really depends on if we get a glove. Like, that's really, like, the big deal right now, which is why you'd probably want to put off Aga as long as possible, because finding a glove means that you've wasted 5 minutes, and whoa.
There's the hook shot.
It's hook shot, huh?
Well, if it's Aga, then they're not going toward Pod.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? Is that Aga opens up. So yeah, you could do a pyramid escape. Oh no, you need flippers though. Like with flippers, or no hammer would be enough. Yeah.
Yeah, hammer can get you south.
Yep.
But without mitts, you only have like what? Hype Cave, Stumpy, and Digging Game.
No, you can go north. You can use the hammer to get to the spot where you hookshot across the river to the north to escape the pyramid area as well. Yeah. So an Aga play would open up most of the Dark World, assuming that Lack goes back and gets that bottle he left behind that's locking out that Moon Pearl. That's going to spell trouble for Lack. Hopefully he goes back to that soon.
Hopefully he remembers that he skipped it and doesn't just totally space it off.
Yeah, I'm hoping that. So I'm hoping that this is that he kind of gambled that and he just didn't straight up forget, because that could be really bad. I mean, with that being the Moon Pearl, like, he's eventually going to be forced to do it eventually anyway. It's not like... And you could find another bottle, and that could lead him back there, and he could be saved. So there's a lot of could-haves here that could become reality.
Yeah. Right now, Megawatt is poised really well, though, after he checks Dark Cross to just go do Aga.
Yeah. I think in this case, though, you really want to make sure that there's not a glove in the light world before doing that, because that could... Aga's like 5 minutes of time-ish that you could... that Death Warp means he might be doing it. He might be going for it. Yeah, he's going. He's doing it. He's doing Aga.
I mean, it makes sense, like you were saying. If they have to do Aga, there's a lot of the Dark World open with that hookshot and the hammer.
Exactly. Megawatt hasn't picked up that hookshot yet, but he does have the hammer, so there is some stuff that can be done. Alright, so there's our fire rod. That's... Not quite what we're looking for. We need a glove here to avoid Aga. So basically, right now, to sum things up, Megawatt is doing what I would say a fairly early Aga 1 play. And LackAttack missed a bottle in Lost Woods, which led to Moon Pearl on Sick Kid. So Lack is gonna have to go back and find a bottle either somewhere else or remember to go check Lost Woods and grab that bottle and check Sick Kid. Megawatt is missing Hookshot from Magic Bat, which Powder and Hammer were fairly early this seed. Like, I can see the not wanting to double dip Eastern if you don't have to. That probably is why Megawatt went this way.
Well,
or not Megawatt, but yeah, Megawatt. Yeah.
I was thinking he didn't want to have to go all the way back to Kakariko just to check one thing.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have what did he have? I think it was the magic powder the first time he went.
So yeah, Eastern looks like he had a fire rod, which is important. Might come into play later. Lackey gonna go, and I think he remembers. Yeah, he's pretty low on checks though. Megawatt's cleaning up Ago 1 right now. I haven't actually made a count at the number of orbs he's gotten.
Neither have I.
Just a piece of heart at Lumberjack.
So, because he didn't have the Moon Pearl, I assume is why he didn't do Aga. Which actually has kind of benefited him, because now when he does Aga, he's going to be in a better position in the Dark World.
That is true. I think it's a net neutral, right? So here is the bottle. What was missed? And I saw a green pendant at Skull Woods. I saw another pendant at Thieves Town, and I missed the rest of it. Iceman probably has faster eyes than me on this. Alright. There we go. And Swamp Palace was our other pendant. Alright, so LackAttack is going to have his Jawbreaker here really soon. And is going to be in a slightly better position because he'll be able to check more of here without having to go back again. Actually, no, I wouldn't say better position, but yeah.
And Hype Cave is a bust.
But those chest churns, those chest churns were pretty hot.
I think there were more bombs in the cave than there were chests.
Yeah, and Lack is now realizing the truth of the seed. Alright, just $20 at Stumpy.
Alright, so assuming there's no glove or something that opens up logic like a bow here, I think his only check left is Magic Bat.
He could make a play into Pod, but that would be
true.
fairly reckless. I would think. He
I
might do
agree.
it though.
Looks like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. Like, you can't get to catfish. All the water checks are out of logic.
Yeah, I'm just realizing neither one of them take flipper.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it'll be funny if the glove is like behind the pier or behind the waterfall or something.
that could be. That could have saved. That could have been a time-saving sequence break, definitely. I'm not sure if the odds of that being the case are fairly high in this scenario.
I don't know. Sequence breaks are about 50-50. Sometimes they hurt, sometimes they help.
Oh no, Lack.
That sucks. He was pretty far up the tower too.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate death. Alright, so Megawatt is going to be doing our... Unless we find a bow, a half dip of pod.
Hopefully it's bow locked and not by the bow.
He does have that potion available to him. So he could dive deeper in here if he decided to. He's probably going to go ahead.
Going to.
Yeah. This isn't bad. I mean, there could be a glove in here, right? We've seen gloves in pod all the time, so I'm not going to write this off.
I've seen you see just about everything in pod, just because when you go to the dark world, it's right there. It's hard to not be able to get to.
It's true. Question in chat, is mimic clipping allowed? Yes. Yep. Totally legal. Alright, so yeah, you just use the potion at the right time, go through the door, you unlock the camera, you just move those mimics off the screen, the game thinks that they're dead, opens that door for you.
Alright, well, LackAttack has made it to the top of the tower now.
So right now, this isn't completable on Megawatt's side unless we can find a bow. There's a mushroom.
Oh no fetch quest.
That's assuming that he finds Mire sometime soon. That's a routable fetch quest though.
I mean, if he finds Flute, it's just
yeah,
like 15 seconds or whatever.
There's a few ways that could become an easier check. So far, Negatory and Pod. Except for that mushroom. And Lack is going to go ahead and defeat Aga1, get his Dark World access. And then from here, he's going to have some more options available because he has the hookshot along with that hammer. It's options that Megawatt really doesn't have until he goes back to Kakariko Village and checks out Magic Bat.
I mean, it can't be that long before he goes back to Magic Bat. He's out of things to check.
So, yeah, this entire pod dip was a bust. I don't think Lack is going to get baited into pod because there's just so much more for him to do right now. Oh, but he's going to go into Eastern first.
Oh no, I forgot about Easter.
Yeah.
There was nothing there because Lack already went in there.
I mean, there's Fire Rod. Fire Rod's nice, but not exactly what we're looking for.
It doesn't open anything up.
So, Lack, as long as Lack doesn't get... I don't think he's going to go into pod. Like, he can't finish it. Never mind. Okay. Maybe a liar.
I
Maybe maybe seeing this as a pendant, maybe he'll change his mind. Nope.
Nope, still going. I guess I don't understand going into pod without the bow.
I mean, like, there could be there's up to 5 items that are accessible, right? So there can be easily a lot of value in pod. So this is like this is a totally defensible play. I mean, but the thing is, I don't want to like Monday night quarterback, like couch quarterback or anything like that. But there's just so much value in Village of Outcasts area.
Yeah, because you've got the 3 checks in VOO, you've got the 2 items in Skullwoods, and he's got the Fire Rod, so he can just clear out Skullwoods.
It's a pendant, but it's a green.
Yeah. And you've got Thieves Town, which is also a pendant, which is, in my opinion, the most annoying pendant.
I mean, we're kind of in a position where we've seen like what Megawott has that can really influence kind of what we're thinking here. So, I mean, I don't want to get too deep on the things, but yeah, I don't know. I could have probably done the same thing in Lack's shoes.
Well, I mean, we're also sitting here from an advantage where we know there's nothing here.
Yep, exactly. I think Lack, you went too far over. It might have messed it. I don't know. Maybe it's alright? Yeah, alright. Never mind. He's good. You kind of have to grab the wall in like a weird way. As you're kind of like... you can do it that way too. That works.
I didn't realize that mimics were immune to the Fire Rod.
I actually didn't know that either. So, Megawatt's also learned the truth about Eastern. We'll have to see what he does next.
Oh, is he going to Agina?
Agina?
Oh my god, if there's a glove in Agina.
Oh. He's fake flippering. He's in a fake
he's
flipper
doing the
too.
mushroom.
Yep. Yeah, so there's really like 3 isolated checks that Megawatt has right now. There's Magic Bat, there's Agina, and then there's this. And negative. All right, Megawatt, what you gonna do? You have 2 picks. Oh, he also shovel.
Yeah, I missed the shovel somewhere.
Yeah, where do you find shovel at? I totally missed that. He's in pod as well.
2 fetch quests in pod. Oh my god.
Okay. All right. So he has 3 spots available, all isolated. Now he has 2 spots available. And I think that hammer indicates he's probably going to go check Magic Bat.
I mean, that would make sense. This is the closest you're going to get to having 2 checks together right now.
Which means Agina kind of just sits there on his own for a little bit longer. Megawatt has to like avoid Usain Bolt there. It's a pretty fast red guard.
Oh, there's the shovel right there.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, he's getting his hook shot now.
And Megawatt now has his hook shot. There you go. Alright. You know what to do now, Megawatt. We're gonna see some new checks now. So I mean, unless Agina has a glove, this is an Agaseed. Like no, bar none. Yeah, we still don't know what
they're both gonna be getting over to that spot about the same point in time too.
Very likely. All right, so wow. Megawatt a little bit ahead. Oh, you got a hammer. There you go. It's not often that you get stuck with like no gloves in this area. It can really mess you up, especially if you go like into Thieves Town, because there's that rock there you can lift. Generally, you're able to lift that rock, but that can really mess you up if you have to do Thieves Town without gloves.
Yeah,
we may see.
I see that get a lot of people go in there, and you're like, oh dang, I have to kill everything to go around.
I mean, this isn't like the first gloveless Dark World seed that we've seen this tournament.
Megawatt going straight to the back of Skullwoods.
Lack. Don't get murder-dactyled.
No, not in the overworld. Don't die.
No. Yeah. No. It's a fairly costly death too.
Yeah, that's a rough one because he's to start way back at his house and go back to the Dark World and go all the way around.
Yeah, that Gibdo is just not wanting Link to go anywhere. Just a small key is going to get grabbed. Finish up the dungeon?
Probably. Yeah, that's where.
Yeah. He has plenty of. He has tons of health. He has powder. You can powder an anti-fairy for some health. Should be all right. Master Sword Mothula isn't the worst.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's very doable. He's got what, 8, 9 hearts.
Yeah, it's a pretty comfortable place to be for Mothula. And Megawott is gonna death warp. Lack finds a sword in C-shaped house. I mean, with this dungeon being a green pendant and all, it really kind of makes sense. This is completely defensible. Alright, and Megawatt is gonna go ahead do some to kind of hammer it out with Mothula here.
That was a pretty good Mothula fight. He also got some favorable RNG with him in the middle there.
And going ahead and got the green pendant. LackAttack is giving us our look at Thieves Town right now.
He gives no one health again.
I tried to powder the bunny beam that's sitting there, but didn't quite get the timing. That can be kind of tricky one to go for, so you can't really see it. Yeah, Megawatt's still looking for the second item. Or even the first. I think we've seen... I really haven't been counting in here.
I missed what was under the bridge.
Yeah, I did too. There's one item.
There's one.
And he's bailing, so he must have found the other one.
So yeah. That was a pretty good use of the hookshot there.
Alright, so Megawatt's going to go ahead and do his overworld village of outcast checks. We're still looking for a glove 38 minutes into this race.
I'm gonna laugh if it's at Agina's, just because they both completely orphaned that off.
You know, and by the way, if that were to happen and you found glove there, you would be like, wow, my opponent may have found this glove and I could be super behind, and you could start. That could actually affect your decision making.
Start making a bunch of really risky plays to try to get ahead. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, we don't have Death Mountain access of any kind. We're pretty much, it has to be somewhere here. Or Gina. Yeah.
He tried to lift the brick.
Yeah, it's a thing you try to do. Totally understandable. Nobody's ever done that before, right?
Oh no, never. He's the first. Oh, there it is.
Oh my goodness. Hey, we have access to the Dark World portals now.
40 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a 1 hour gloveless scene. We had one of those earlier this tournament. This is like a not nearly as bad version of that. Now that could keep Black out of Skull Woods for a while.
Well, yeah, it opens up Death Mountain, so I assume that's where he'll go next.
Yeah, we'll have to see what his decision making there is. And down goes Blind, one of our Pendant dungeons, for just $20. It's like Pendant Thieves Town always has progression.
I hate
Until it
Pendant
doesn't.
Thieves Town.
What was that? I'm sorry?
Pendant Thieves Town. I dislike it very much.
Yeah.
It should just always be a crystal.
No, so here, the thing, right, is in that type of scenario, it's very easy to decide just to do it. Especially like in a heads-up scenario, where it's very likely your opponent's probably going to do the same thing. Because skipping it, like, there could be major items in there. Plus, they're really out of locations to check. There wasn't a whole lot where that glove could be. Now, Black did go to Hype Cave, so he's probably just going to finish this route off with Stumpy. Save and quit. And then maybe go to Death Mountain. That's probably what I would do.
Yeah, I think Death Mountain plays pretty likely at this point, just mostly because of lack of options.
Yeah. And there we go. Megawott claims his glove. About 4 minutes after LackAttack, I would say.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, there was this.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot about the back of escape.
Alright. This was glove locked the entire time. One of these has to be a small key. There's a small key. And just some health.
So nothing.
Alright, here goes Death Mountain. Megawott is going to go ahead and fight Blind. So Megawatt has 2 pendants. That's slightly interesting. I'm not going to say anything more than that. At least not until later. Yeah, we also don't know if that green pendant held anything. You see that?
Yeah, that was ether.
We'll have to get some intel on if that was required. LackAttack, he is kind of getting like bullied by these dead rocks.
Oh man, don't die again. Oh my gosh. Like, the tilt right now, he's gotta be so angry.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're gonna die, that's not a bad spot to die at. Like, you can get some health, get right back into it.
No, but he's setting a precedent for himself right now where he just keeps dying.
I think Lack is gonna do. He's gonna check Spec Rock Cave first. This is good intel to have. And like the beautiful thing about this, right? When you go up this route to do this checks, there's BugNet. Is that you can just drop right down and you can avoid a lot of that dead rock nonsense. Yeah, Lack, we know we can't hear this right now, but we believe in you. You got this, man. I think Agina is still outstanding. We don't know what's at Agina right now.
Looks like we might find out soon, though.
Yeah, there's Book and Kane.
Because now they can clear desert.
And maybe we'll have to see if its boots locked. Anything else here in Paradox Cave? Money. All right. It's a good bomb placement. Yeah, it's this bomb. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Just a little. I mean, it looked good from my perspective. I'll give him that. Yeah, Megawatt also claimed his Book and Cane.
Hopefully he doesn't forget about Spiral Cave.
Yeah, I mean that's an easy check to isolate. Especially if you get excited with whatever you find in Tower Hera and you forget to go back. I don't think you will though. I think you'll be alright.
Oh, there's the boots. Now they can clear desert for sure.
Yep. Some go fasts. So right now, this is a 6/6. So we need 6 crystals to open up Ganon's tower. We only need 6 crystals to make Ganon vulnerable. So what this means is that we're probably not going to see an Ice Rod hunt. In all honesty, we'll have to see what comes up, how our go mode's acquired. But right now, it's looking like it's probably just going to be skipping Ice Rod, is what this means. And Lack is gonna. He was studying up on this Hera pot here during this intermission. He's going for it. He's like, I am not going out of this without a fight here. So you got to get up on the right pixel here. You drop a bomb, get up. There's another pixel you have to be at, and then you do a dash churn. Kind of push yourself into the pot. Yeah, you hook it, go straight down to the bottom here, and then you can make your way to the top. It takes a little bit of practice, though. No, I wouldn't call it free, but... So, do a dash churn. Yeah, got kicked out. Alright, that looks good. Now dash churn? Oh, no. And, yeah, he's gonna bail on that.
Yeah, I don't blame him. That was taking up too much time.
I'll tell you, like, the last place you want to learn tech is, like, in the middle of a tournament race. But, yeah, that's a...
Megawatt taking a fall to Moldworm.
And we've never done that before. So Lack is going to go ahead and fight Moldworm as well. Megawatt will probably go back, maybe check Spiral Cave. First, though, he has to do basement.
Apparently, he said, "Forget that." Did they already get the 2 items?
I think so.
That would explain why he bailed out of basement then.
Well,
yeah, he's going straight for desert now too. He skipped Spiral Cave.
no, it was just one item. There was something in... No, wait, there was something in basement. I guess we won't be seeing that.
Yeah, they both left it.
Alright. Yeah, and this is also another
here's
place.
Agina.
Agina. Alright, so $20 at $20 at Spiral Cave. And Agina, what do you got? Moment of truth here. Right, 10 arrows.
10 arrows. Okay, nothing.
Yeah. No, like, fighting Aga was the correct play there. But by a long shot. Yeah, this was a logically required Aga. We got confirmation of that.
Oh, and there's Bombos.
We really haven't seen any sequence breaking out of either of our runners.
Yeah, none.
They're kind of just following each other's footsteps for the most part. Megawatt is kind of caught up a little bit. But also Megawatt knows that he orphaned Spiral Cave and the basement of Hera, so... Whereas LackAttack just orphaned the basement of Hera. We don't even know what's down there yet.
I think it's interesting that they both orphaned that with an item down there.
Yeah, well, I think in Megawatt's case, that was not intentional. Yeah, we don't know the status of Sahasrara either. Megawatt has a green pendant, but hasn't turned it in yet. Probably won't until he has to go back to pot again.
Ten more arrows.
So I think that's both of our items. But Megawatt can just grab that Bombos medallion. May opt to finish Desert. It is a crystal. Yeah, he's gonna finish. I mean, we're not gonna probably. So with the equipment that we have, we are just Titan's Mitts away from being able to get into Turtle Rock. And we have the equipment to get very far, but I feel like our runners are probably going to treat it like a Pendant dungeon. And really stay away from it. Unless they get Ice Rod and they can finish it. But there's so many other better options available at this point.
Okay, so what all do we need for Go Mode? We need like what? A bow, potentially a medallion, and the flute.
Flute, mitts, or
mitts, yeah.
We could get away with Ice Rod as well. So if we found Ice Rod, then we could skip Mire.
Yeah, that's true.
So Mire could be our odd crystal out potentially if Flute's buried. And that could be anywhere. Same thing really with Ice Rod. So you're kind of like in a Flute / Ice Rod hunt. It's probably what we're looking at right now. We definitely need mitts. And we potentially might need a medallion. We don't know what our medallion requirements for either Misery Mire or TR is.
Yeah, and technically I guess we need flippers, but I mean at that point you just fake flipper if you haven't found them.
Oh no, flippers are dead to us unless Swamp Palace has progression we're looking for.
Flute and Ice Rod on the left side of Swamp, so you can just decide which one's worse.
LackAttack is feeling a little bit of relief there. This wasn't progression. It's a Sphere 1 location that's real easy to skip. Probably said that like a million times. So, Megawatt. He's going to turn in that green pendant a little sooner than I thought he would. Oh, womp womp. Okay, so I have a sneaking feeling that Megawatt's probably going to go after those 2 items he left behind.
I kind of think, yeah, that's what it looks like he's doing. I think LackAttack's getting ready to find the sequence break.
Spike Cave is also something that Megawatt hasn't checked either. Yeah, with that hammer out, I think that's what he's doing.
Oh, yep.
Alright, we're gonna see ourselves some good old-fashioned sequence breaking here in just a second. I think did LackAttack queue up a I think he prepped a water walk. I think he charged a water walk.
So that he can get to Zora's Ledge?
Yeah. Because like he's gonna go through here. And this will charge up like we'll have like 2 water walks, right?
Yeah, because you can store one.
Oh no. Yeah, and so that kicked him back into a fake flipper state.
Does that eat up one of his...
I think that messed up his water walk. I don't know, actually, to be certain. Yeah. If we're luck, yeah, let's just money. We good.
Alright, well, it doesn't matter then, yeah.
Yeah. All is good. We run is saved. And Catfish is getting looked at. Zora just has a big 20. No bueno to that. And we just missed what was on Catfish. Or did you catch
bombs.
it? Just bombs? Alright.
Yeah, it was just bombs. I got a little lag there, but when it came back, it just picked up where it was at.
Alright. So right now, so recap the situation that we're in. We absolutely need the bow. We absolutely need Titan's mitts. And then we need either flute or ice rod. One of the 2.
And maybe Quake.
And maybe the Quake medallion. It depends on a lot of stuff. We're not going to know that until we find mitts and potentially flute. And those are a bad boomerang.
And yeah, LackAttack finding the best boomerang.
I disagree with that statement. So Megawatt, yeah, is it Hera? I mean, what else have we checked?
I think it's got to be Hera.
It's got to be Hera. Like, Lack is gonna get probably thrown back into Skull Woods.
Okay, there's a single green rupee.
Yeah. Megawott, I don't think he's gonna take any chances here. I think he's just gonna wait this out, like, or no. Okay. We good. Yeah, this lack of mirror is like really like wrecking our runners, I think. It's like one of those items you also usually have and you just don't have it.
Well, I mean, it's logical access to a dungeon and like 4 different checks across the map.
Alright.
And potentially, well, I mean, it has a book now, but sometimes it's a logical access to desert as well.
Okay.
So it's really kind of strange to be this far in. Oh my god.
Oh my days. What a fun... Wow.
He found the thing.
Oh my goodness. Alright.
He was so close
yeah, that's...
earlier.
Man, that's really going to sink LackAttack.
How do you think Megawatt feels though, saving and putting out of there and then coming back to find it? This was like 20 minutes later.
Maybe a blessing in disguise. I mean, it did. So it did keep him. It did lead him to some other nice goodies, right? So, I mean, like I can't read minds, but maybe. Like Turtle Rock is dippable now. It's a lot of items in there. I can see him just like going to Laser Bridge, and then just finding Flute and making that his 6th crystal.
Okay. Going to Laser Bridge, finding Ice Rock.
And then that would actually be pretty convenient. Like, if he finds either Flute or Ice Rod in here, you know, both of those are pretty good. But you gotta eat your vegetables first before going into Pod or Turtle Rock. You gotta grab all these items.
I mean, at this point in time, it's a pretty dense place that they haven't checked, and I feel like there has to be something in there. That or the Smith chain.
Oh, and by the way, there's always the pedestal factor. There could be 3 items on pedestal. We never know. And without Mire, I don't think we're gonna figure out what those are anytime soon. Megawatt, please. Found Flute. Flute.
Yep. So now we just gotta hope that Bo isn't on pedestal.
I must be really behind right now. I'm gonna refresh. Oh, I was behind. Okay, I think we're good now. So, Megawatt's still gonna... Yeah, he still needs Bo. Yeah, this TR dip is perfectly fine. He's treating this as like basically a pendant dungeon that could potentially be turned into like a crystal if he finds Ice Rod in here. That's kind of what Megawatt's perspective on this is. Which means it's kind of like a win-win, right? Like, either you're going to find a lot of value in here, or... there's some stuff that you could find in here that could make it completable.
Oh, and LackAttack going into Spike Cave instead of mirroring and going into the basement of Hera.
Well, Lack is
it
running...
looks like he's trying to get out.
Yeah, he's probably
Well,
going
he
to
just
need
picked
to
up a fairy in a bottle.
Nope. Rip.
He just picked up that fairy, though.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. We good.
Okay, well that's an interesting choice.
Huh. You're. Yeah, he had to get back to the light world. There really wasn't much that he could do. Like, he couldn't mirror. Yeah, I will say this seed is pretty bad. I'll give chat that. You cannot check Mimic Cave. There's our half magic.
So here's a fun concept, because there's still an item on Helmasaur, right?
I believe so, yes.
Bow and Turtle Rock, and then Mirror on Helmasaur.
Hmm.
I
mean, like, that would be
a
pretty bad combination, but
yeah, what's up?
it's like, I don't think that's very likely. I wouldn't bank on that at all. Megawott is sinking though a lot of time into this dungeon, but yeah, we'll have to see what's on Laser Bridge. Oh, okay, all right.
Don't save it quite yet.
Nope. Even though I think you're in go, but he's gonna want to make sure that there's no ice rod here. But yeah, it looks like he's
all right. Well, he's done.
Oh no, fairy.
Oh, that's right. He also checks by cave.
Right. I mean, do we have flippers?
There's the flippers.
Okay. Well, we're not fake flippering into ice now. I think he's in go mode, isn't he? Maybe. We need to know if Quake has anything. If Quake's
we might need Quake. Yeah, he's potentially a medallion away from go mode.
Yeah.
And I assume what he's gonna do is activate this flute and then go figure out immediately if that's go mode.
It's exactly what I would do. So Lack is going to open up TR as well. Probably do the same outdoor checks that Megawatt did. And then we'll have to make this decision. He's going to go into TR. Really, the only value in here was the bow, but the bow is pretty important for this seed. And, okay, Megawatt's in go mode.
That's go mode.
It's go mode. Turtle Rock is going to get skipped, which is a big surprise for 6-6. All right, Lack, what are you going to do? Yeah, so this is 6-6. So we're in go mode. We don't need the ice rod. Turtle Rock is going to be the dungeon that Megawatt is going to skip. We don't know that from LackAttack yet. He didn't go into Pod, or he didn't go into Turtle Rock. So he could find the ice rod somewhere else, potentially. The ice rod could be in Ganon's tower as well, and if that's the case, then Lack might get sent on a wild goose chase. No pun intended. Alright. Got some spooky action stuff going on. Something in Scylla, that's how that works. So this is just classic NMG strat from Megawatt. Fighting Vitreous. You just kind of take a few iframes of damage. You take damage on the goo. And that gives you the iframes to kind of get up and spin these eyeballs. And then it's just 8 arrows to Vitreous and then it's down.
And Lack did not go get his bow.
This is going to be a more difficult fight. He does have an immunity item in the form of the Blue King, right? So it won't be as bad, but it's certainly simpler. It's a bit more difficult than doing it with a bow. Phase 2 of it is a lot faster.
Right, but he's not in go mode now, so he has to hope that he finds the other bow here.
Yep. We didn't get a full look at everything in here. Yeah, so we're in a situation right now where we need a bow for either we have to have the bow for Eastern Palace or Pod.
Yeah, Eastern Palace has those that red Igor room, and then the other red Igor room right after it. And Pod has the Igor statue you have to hit with the arrow.
So I think what's going to happen right now is, he's going to go ahead and clean up Eastern. Probably then just flute to 5, go do Pod, then do Ice, then head back up to Ganon's Tower. I mean, unless the Ice Rod, even if the Ice Rod shows up at this point, going back into TR at this point is just going to be a huge time investment versus the other dungeons. The other dungeons are not nearly as long as Turtle Rock.
Yeah, there's no point in going all the way to the back of Turtle Rock again.
Exactly. Alright, and it's gonna be pod or ice. One of the two here. It really doesn't matter what order he does them in. The good news here is that Megawott has already pretty much cleared out this dungeon and has the keys needed. Already has the big key, right? So he's be able to save a little bit of time there.
Yeah, he's just running to the back.
Yep. I don't know. I don't think he had a small key. He might have to grab one out of the basement. We'll know here.
I'm not sure.
No, yeah. So there's very likely a small key in the basement here, which means, oh, yeah, he's gonna have to go this route, and then get a small key. So, yeah, all right. So this is gonna be a little bit longer. So, yeah. So LackAttack has to do a bolus vitreous. There you go. There's your small key that you need. All right, Lack, don't die. Be careful. There you go. Yeah, so to kind of recap, Bo was on Laser Bridge. Megawott decided to go into TR, hoping to find things. He did find things. Ice Rod is still MIA. Probably will not be found unless it's in GT somewhere.
Yeah, it's either got to be on GT or Helmasaur.
Yeah. There could be a Bo in Ice Palace. Lack is probably going to go into Ice Palace next. Potentially. Maybe fake flipper that, maybe hoping... Because there could be another Bo in Ice. Or in some of these mid-slock locations. Megawott is also hammering out his differences with Helmasaur King. Getting the 17 hammer hits against the shell, a few sword slashes, and down goes Helmasaur King.
And then he gets to go mode Ice Palace now.
Alright. Megawatt's now going for crystal number 6.
Lack remembering he doesn't have the mirror.
Yeah, these checks are always pretty painful without Mire. Another item just was not anywhere to be found this seed. Probably is also in GT. You also got to keep in mind is that the lower the lower the GT requirement is, the less junk gets pre-filled into Ganon's tower, which means there's a higher probability that some of the stuff we were looking for that was optional is in fact in GT. It's like a math formula, and it's like picks like 0 to 15 at random, multiplies it by 7, and then multiplies it by the number of crystals required for GT, and then divides it by 7, and then uses that number then to pre-fill the junk in Ganon's tower. So the lower the crystal requirement for GT, the more likely there's progression in there, or well, stuff other than junk.
That's complicated.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Chris came up with the formula. He's a math guy, so I mean, it's not that bad of like a formula. Alright, so Lack is finally... He's going into TR.
It's a little late though, because we got a cold stare up.
And Cold Stare is down. That's crystal number 6. 4 Megawatt.
That means everybody's favorite guessing game.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, there's numbers you can put in chat. We still have one last thing to go for. And that's our big key. LackAttack is making his way through Turtle Rock. There is a very nice bow at the end. At the end of this dungeon. So, like, my thoughts on the matter is that I think Megawatt may have stayed out of GTR until later. I'm just gonna like speculate here. He may have stayed out of TR later if he would have gotten those mids earlier. But because like he came back like basically last location them, TR ended up being the high density play. Whereas if it was earlier, there could have been other checks that may have been more valuable to do. Like, he may have full cleared Ice Palace. Yeah, get another number in chat for where you think the Mire might be at in GT. Or is it even in GT? You may never know.
Yeah,
so,
it might be an ice.
Yeah. We did leave some items behind in ice. It was go moded. Alright, so check number 4, 20 rupees, 5 is a small key. 6 is a small key, and check 7 is just a compass. Alright, so check number 8, 10 arrows. There's our Mire.
There's the Mire.
Alright, so Lack found Bo. He's gonna probably make the rest of these checks as well, because if Ice Rod is here, he's gonna save time. We know it's not, but it would be the play to make. Alright. Oh, there's an Ice Rod though. So Lack is gonna be forced to bail here.
So there was never a chance to kill Trinix anyways.
Nope. The Turtle Rock was the dungeon the game expected you to skip.
That must be the nicest thing I've ever seen Randomizer do.
I mean, this is a pretty terrible seed, don't get me wrong, but...
This seed has been rough.
Yeah. Basically, you had a Turtle Rock that was essentially a Pendant dungeon. But with, like, being strung along and potentially could be a, like, not Pendant. Until you got to Laser Bridge, and then this got a couple items that weren't Ice Rod. You still felt rewarded for it. $15.16 is our big key to our big key to Ganon's tower. Question in chat, where was the other bow? We don't know. Could be anywhere right now.
Nobody guessed 16.
No. Nobody guessed 16? Who was closest?
Do you want to go up or down?
Well, we'll do, since we don't have a bot, we'll do prices
Actually,
right
it
rules.
doesn't matter. The closest was 17.
Alright. Is that Blue Raid? Yay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a... Lack is making his way through ice. He's in go. He's in go mode right now. He had the intel on the Quake Medallion. In fact, he's already finished Misery Mire. But yeah. So, I'll share something that happened before the second race started. So Sahasrabot has a command, $VT, that basically it just posts something about summoning VT and cursing your game with bad RNG. Well, I made the mistake of posting that in the using that command in the channel. It does nothing. It's just cosmetic. It's just the Easter egg, right? But I have a feeling that Megawatt and LackAttack might have some choice words for me.
Yeah.
Alright, LackAttack has finished Ice. Just needs to go through Eastern Palace and Pod. Has to do this the long way because he doesn't have Mire, and it's never going to be available to him, unfortunately. So, has to go and flute to 5 twice. Once for each dungeon. I think Megawott is still like maybe searching for silvers. Kind of makes sense. So, alright, let me explain what happened there. So, if you try to open that bombable wall in the same frame that those doors close, the game gets confused. And it never displays the animation for the door opening, the bomb door opening. Which is why it's just a graphical glitch. The door in fact opened. Yeah. Mire was in Fire Snake Room. Alright, so there's 1. 2 more, so that's 3. 4. Just 2 more hits. 5 and 6. Or I may mess up the count, actually. Not sure if that counted as 1 or 2. Yeah, it was a 1, 2, 2, 1. And
Alright. And now a silverless Ganon fight with he shouldn't have a problem with it. He's got tempered sword.
yeah. Tempered's not that bad. Like, if you're pretty much any seasoned rando runner is going to know how to deal with this fight with tempered sword.
Tempered sword and half magic and 3 bottles.
Thanks for the sound advice there, Ganon. And Lack is going to go ahead and clean up Armos Knights. 1 more crystal away from Ganon's tower. Megawott is working his way through phase 2 right now. That red mail really helping him out. He's taking a lot of damage from those fire bats. Ganon, please.
Oh my god,
Alright.
the teleports are for real, man. He's just trying to not die.
Kind of just prolong this as much as possible.
Is there a max amount of teleports he can use?
So silver arrows were in fact in Ice Palace. Our second bow was in ice somewhere.
So logically, you still had to go through PR though. Because the flippers were on Laser Bridge.
Yes, but if you would have fake flippered ice, you could have potentially avoided the entire TR dip. which means in this case, actually, I'll let Megawatt. I'm gonna ask Megawatt about that. Like maybe what he would have done in that scenario if he would have gotten the mitts earlier. But anyway, Megawatt's working on phase 3 right now, or phase 4. Yeah, we have no way of knowing. Right. Anyway, Megawatt has killed Ganon. It's about ready to cross that bridge. We'll have a time for you here in just a second. And Megawatt has finished this race with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, 47 seconds. Get your GGs in chat for him. And I missed the Ganon message, or the Triforce message, but...
And it looks like LackAttack is probably going to forfeit here.
Yeah. Also, Lack has also indicated he's not going to interview. And it looks like we're joined by Megawatt. GG.
GG's.
So
let's all blame. I mean, thanks Sinek for this wonderful seed that we've seen today.
I didn't realize the $VT command had so much power.
Yeah, he said you might mention that.
Yeah, and I saw your dot comment.
I felt like being a little cheeky after that one, but can you blame me?
Yeah. So we got the intel from Ganon that the other bow is an ice.
Yeah, I saw that. That was really interesting. Because like my entire gamble after finding the mitts was like, okay, we'll go to Turtle Rock because we just found the flute. Well, this is after Dark Mountain, of course. So we were gonna go to Turtle Rock because we can clear Mire. The bow had to be before GT because both Eastern and Pod were crystals. And then it was basically down to Mire and Turtle Rock, which one would I be able to clear? Was I Ice Rod or Flute plus bow for go mode?
Mm-hmm.
Then when I found Flute, I'm like, okay, I can clear Mire. Now I just gotta find that bow, which has to be outside of GT. But I can also just kind of write off TR as I don't have to clear this. So it instead becomes like this really attractive option for kind of like reclaiming. Because I felt like really behind after the mitts. Like I just wasted like 4 minutes doing exclusively one-off checks in the wrong order all the way down the Hera basement, and then so I felt like I had to do something, and TR felt like exactly that. Since I didn't even have to stick around, I didn't have to care about the ice rod.
So there was like a what if question that was kind of like burning at me a little bit. So if you would have found that those mitts earlier, right, instead of soft locking in the tile room and bailing,
Yeah.
would you have just fake flippered ice?
I probably would have done that, yeah. If I hadn't last location the mitts like that and gotten them when I had initially tried to go get them, then I probably would have bailed after Flute on DDM, gone and cleared Mire, then followed up with Ice Palace, and then I just would have hit go mode in there. So I wouldn't have done the whole TR shenanigans, but I still would have been fine, I guess.
Yeah. So for what it's worth, LackAttack also last location in the mitts.
Okay. Did he?
So
I'm guessing he voluntarily skipped Hera basement. There's no way.
Yeah,
it was. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It
was voluntary.
Did that. Okay.
All right, so you've survived. You're still in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You've got another matchup here. I haven't looked at challenge yet to see who you might be facing. I think it's either has to be Cassidy or Ack.
Yeah, Ack and
I'm
Cassidy
not sure if that. Yeah.
are playing game 2 tomorrow morning at like 10:50 a.m. I want to say. Don't quote me on that though. I might be wrong. And that's going to be
All right.
game 2 with AC up 1-0. So we may see tomorrow who I'm going to be facing. We may not. Depends.
Trying to think of more questions to ask. Blackwax, do you have anything or?
How do you feel about that seed?
I mean, I've made it very clear to Synac at least how I feel about that seed, but it was pretty gross. Towards the beginning, I felt a bit iffy about my decision to do Aga quite as early as I did. I still felt pretty confident it would pay off, but like, with how long it took to do that, it just had me very concerned. Obviously, the South Dark World was completely empty, Pod was completely empty. Eastern had the Fire Rod, which was pretty nice, but it didn't really have a lot to get me out of the conundrum I was in without the gloves. I was ultimately happy that it was the hookshot of Magic Bat, though, because that kind of validated my early Aga play. And then, and then gloves in the big chest at Thieves Town were just very rude. I was not a fan of that.
Yeah, both the glove placements were pretty rude.
Yeah, there's nothing more fun than having a 42-minute glove, right?
Exactly. And out of Pendant Thieves Town, no less. Just the most wonderful thing.
I mean, you were pretty low on choices at that point, so
Yeah, at that
there was
point,
that.
like, it was just Thieves Town, Sahasrahla, and Nagina's Cave, I'm pretty sure. And I wouldn't have
Yeah.
minded if it was Sahasrahla, but Nagina's Cave would have stung.
Yeah, because then you're kind of like in this mode of, whoa, what if Lack went and did that? You know, he's probably miles
Yeah.
ahead of me by now.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I didn't have because like that's like 5 minutes of Aga 1 that would have been. So finding the gloves there probably at least somewhat of a relief, at least.
Definitely, yeah. It would have felt awful if they're just a glove in Nagina's Cave the whole time.
Yeah, I would have. To be completely honest, I would have found that funny.
I mean, like as a viewer, yeah.
Yeah, as a viewer.
But what a viewer enjoys versus the runner is not necessarily the same thing.
Well, so
is
the
very
reason I
true.
would have found it funny as a viewer is because both of you put off Agina's like you were going to die if you went there.
I mean, it's kind of out of the way. Like, you don't have a
Mhm.
book super early. You don't even have boots. So it's like, it's a potentially pretty big time sink if you just go straight for it early game. So I generally don't like doing that. If there's an Aga play available and it looks somewhat juicy, I will take that 100% of the time over checking Nagina's Cave. Or like, I would do that before checking Nagina's Cave. Unless maybe I have the flute. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like you also opted not to do Eastern before.
Yeah, that was the part I was feeling super iffy about.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I was at Hyrule Castle and I just picked up my second sword, I was thinking on my way down a blind cell, like, okay, do I just go for the Aga play? I have Eastern and Nagina's Cave left, and I think maybe something else. I can't remember if I had. No, I wouldn't have had Zora because I didn't have flippers or glove. So like, yeah, I had Eastern and Nagina's left. But at that point, I was also extremely certain, like 100% certain, that my next item would be either the glove or the hookshot. And from that, there were like 4 very likely scenarios I was considering that I figured would be the most likely to happen. Either A, my glove is in my remaining light world checks, and Aga is not the answer. B, the hookshot is in my remaining light world checks, and Aga is the answer. C, and C and D are just both the glove or the hookshot are in the Dark World, and Aga's still the answer. So like I could go. I felt like safe doing Aga right then and there since I was already in Hyrule Castle. Because I can like once if the hookshot ends up being Light World, I can just come back and then hookshot over to West Dark World at any point. So it still felt really uncomfortable though until I did find it.
So I guess I do want one more question. Because you soft locked out of Hera, and when you went back in there like 20 minutes later, and you found the myths, did you feel behind?
Very behind. As I said before, that was pretty much the entire reason I decided to follow up Darkness Mountain with just diving TR. Like, if I had found my myths and not last, like when I initially went for them and not last location them after spending like 4 minutes checking one-offs, I definitely probably would not have felt behind. I probably would have felt a tiny bit ahead and just gone for Darkness Mountain, picked up my flute, gone to Mire. But I absolutely felt behind finding the myths the way I did, so.
All right. Well, do you have any final thoughts or comments, Megawott, before we kind of wrap things up here?
I think I pretty much rambled my entire thought process off, so.
It's fair. All right. So let me take a look at the schedule for tomorrow. I think we might have something more tonight. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think.
Yes, we do. I think.
Yeah, Chloe Prower versus. No, that's tomorrow morning. No, this is the last match tonight.
Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. 10:20 a.m., not p.m.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is going to be it for tonight. Like on the same channel, 10:50 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah, that's Cassidy versus Ack. And then we're looking at Rambler versus Gem on Speed Gaming 4 at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then around 1 p.m. Eastern, we've got round 2 of Rambler versus Gem. We have Christos Owen and Hitsuyan on Speed Gaming 2 at 1:05. And it just kind of works away from there. I think, yeah, Speed Gaming Bot has the schedule there in chat if you want to check it out. There's going to be a lot more rando to play. We got still a bunch more group matches that need to be resolved. Hopefully before a GDQ starts, right? All right, so Blackwax, do you have any final thoughts before we sign off?
No, I've gotten everything out.
All right. Well, I've been Sinak. I've been joined by Blackwax. Anything else you want to say, Megawatt, before we go? Shout outs.
Blame Sinak.
Not wrong. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching.